This is Budapest.
Most people come to Europe for history, but what if I told you one of the continent's wildest nightlife scenes begins in a food market? Welcome to Budapest. By day, walls of Paprika glow red under market lights. Sausages hang in thick rows. Lángos dough hits hot oil and rises instantly. Bottles of Tokaj wine line wooden shelves. Goulash simmers slowly in heavy pots. By night, steam rises from thermal baths. Ruin bars fill abandoned buildings with neon and music. The Danube reflects Parliament in gold. This city doesn't separate food from nightlife, it layers them. Today, we're starting in the markets, where flavor is measured by the kilo, and ending in steam, neon, and one of Europe's most electric after-dark scenes. If you enjoy exploring cities through their food, culture, and nightlife, hit like and subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it lets me keep bringing you places where the night starts long before the bars open. Central Market Hall, Paprika, Sausage and Goulash Foundations. At the southern end of Budapest, iron beams and tiled roofing rise over one of the city's busiest food spaces, Central Market Hall. Inside, the colors hit first. Walls of paprika, sweet, smoked, hot, stacked in bright red pyramids. Vendors measure it by the scoop, pouring it into paper bags without hesitation. This is the backbone of Hungarian cooking. Just steps away, rows of kolbász sausages hang from wooden racks. Thick, paprika-rich, cured and fresh. Butchers slice samples directly from the links. The scent is smoky and heavy. Upstairs, oil crackles. Lángos dough is stretched thin, dropped into hot oil, and lifted golden and blistered. Some are topped simply with sour cream and cheese. Others carry garlic, sausage, or shredded meat. It's fast, hot, direct. Tokaj wine bottles line shelves in tidy rows, Hungary's most famous export. Sweet, amber-toned, balanced, and historic. Look closer at the produce stalls and you'll see the base of goulash laid out plainly. Beef cubes, onions, peppers, and paprika ready for slow simmering. Nothing fancy, just fundamentals. This market isn't decorative, it's functional. Tourists browse, locals buy for dinner, orders move quickly, the rhythm is constant. By night, Budapest will turn electric. But here, in the market, you see what fuels it. Location: Central Market Hall, Nagy Vásárcsarnok, Vámház körút, Budapest. Price range: Lángos typically 1,500 to 3,000 Hungarian forints, $4 to $8 US. Paprika and sausage sold by weight. Fény Street Market, where locals actually shop. Across the river in Buda, away from the postcard crowds, sits Fény Street Market. It's quieter, less polished, more routine. Here, the stalls feel practical. Elderly locals move steadily between produce tables. Vendors call out prices without performance. Bags are filled quickly. Peppers, onions, potatoes, fresh herbs bundled tightly with string. Pickle counters stretch along one wall. Cucumbers, cabbage, peppers soaking in brine. You point, they weigh. Done. Upstairs, small lunch counters serve daily plates. Market goulash, stuffed peppers, cabbage rolls. No plating theatrics, just ladled portions onto simple trays. Sausage sandwiches are assembled fast. Mustard spread thick, bread sliced wide, paper wrapped and handed across the counter. This market doesn't chase attention, it feeds neighborhoods. If Central Market Hall shows Budapest to visitors, Fény shows it to itself. The energy is steady, not flashy, and it feels lived in. Location: Fény Street Market, Lehel utca, Budapest, near Széchenyi Kálmán tér. Price range: market lunch plates typically 2,000 to 4,000 forints, $5 to $11 US. Produce and pickles sold by weight. Lehel Market Hall, raw and functional Budapest. Further north in Pest, the structure changes. Bright red and blue panels rise above the street at Lehel Market Hall. The building feels bold, almost industrial. Less historic charm, more post-communist practicality. Inside, it's wide and direct. Large produce sections dominate the floor. Butchers work behind glass counters. Cheese, cured meats, jars of honey, and stacks of paprika fill the space without decoration. This market feels faster, less browsing, more efficiency. Shoppers move with purpose. Orders are short. Vendors slice, weigh, wrap. There are no souvenir displays, no curated stacks for photos, just working stalls serving everyday demand. Food counters along the edges serve simple plates, stews, sausages, cabbage dishes, eaten quickly at standing tables before heading back out. Lehel doesn't try to impress. It functions, and that functionality says something about Budapest. Beneath the nightlife and thermal baths, it's still a working city built around routine. Location: Lehel Market Hall, Váci út, Budapest. Price range: simple lunch plates typically 2,000 to 4,000 Hungarian forints, 5 to 11 US dollars. Meat and produce sold by weight. Sunset over the Danube, from market to skyline. As the markets begin to wind down, the city opens up. Along the banks of the Danube, the noise softens. The air cools. The light shifts from bright afternoon to deep gold. The silhouette of Széchenyi chain bridge stretches across the river, its stone towers glowing as traffic hums steadily over the water. Across from it, the Hungarian Parliament building begins to light up, ornate, symmetrical, reflecting in the river below like a mirror. This is the pause. By day, Budapest feels grounded in markets and routine. At sunset, it feels cinematic. Couples walk the promenade. Boats drift slowly past. The city shifts gears without announcing it. The same hands that measured paprika this morning now hold glasses of wine along the river. The transition is smooth. Day dissolves. Night prepares. Location: Danube River Promenade, between Chain Bridge and Parliament, Budapest. Cost: free to walk, river cruises and cafes vary by vendor. Széchenyi thermal bath, steam after dark. When the sky turns dark, steam begins to rise. Inside Széchenyi thermal bath, yellow neo-Baroque walls glow under floodlights. Outdoor pools stay warm year-round, even when the air turns cold. By day, it's calm. By night, it shifts. Water ripples under colored lights. Conversations echo across stone arches. On select evenings, the baths transform into Sparties, DJ light projections, crowds moving between thermal pools with drinks in hand. Steam thickens as bodies gather. Music carries through open air. The contrast is sharp. 19th century architecture surrounding modern nightlife. Budapest doesn't build separate worlds. It merges them. You soak in mineral water drawn from beneath the city, the same waters that have flowed here for centuries, while electronic beats bounce off tiled walls. It's not subtle, it's uniquely Budapest. Markets by morning, steam by night. Location: Széchenyi Thermal Bath, City Park, Városliget, Budapest. Price range: day entry typically 9,000 to 12,000 Hungarian forints, 25 to 35 US dollars. Night events priced separately. Szimpla Kert, Ruin Bar energy. If thermal baths are steam and glow, ruin bars are noise and chaos. Inside the Jewish quarter of Budapest, abandoned buildings were never demolished. They were repurposed. The most famous is Szimpla Kert. From the outside, it looks unfinished. Inside, it's layered. Graffiti covers exposed brick. Old bathtubs are used as seating. Mismatched furniture fills open courtyards. Lights hang in uneven strings across multiple floors. Each room feels different. Electronic music upstairs, live bands in the courtyard, quiet conversation in hidden corners. The bar isn't sleek, it's improvised. And that's the point. Ruin bars began in the early 2000s, post-communist spaces reclaimed by creatives and students. Instead of rebuilding, they adapted. The unfinished became identity. Drinks are affordable, crowds are mixed, locals, students, travelers. Movement flows between rooms, staircases, balconies. It's dense, it's loud, it's distinctly Budapest. Location: Szimpla Kert, Kazinci utca, Jewish Quarter, Budapest. Price range: beer typically 900 to 1,500 Hungarian forints, $2.50 to 4 US dollars. Cocktails vary: late night Lángos and street food after the bars. When the music spills out of Szimpla Kert, the night isn't finished. It just moves to the street. Along Kazinci Street and the surrounding Jewish Quarter, small food windows stay lit long after midnight. Oil crackles again. Dough stretches again. Knives hit cutting boards again. Lángos returns, but this time it's eaten standing, steam rising into cold night air. Garlic brushed thick, sour cream spread fast, cheese falling in loose handfuls. Sausages are sliced into paper trays, mustard applied without precision, bread torn open and filled quickly. Nearby, chimney cakes, kurtoszkalaks, rotate slowly over open heat. Sugar caramelizes against the surface, turning crisp and golden. The scent cuts through the night air. Conversations are louder now. Laughter carries. The pace is looser. Markets fueled the day. Nightlife fueled the evening. Street food closes the loop. Budapest doesn't separate its scenes, it overlaps them. Location: Jewish Quarter, Kazinci Utca and surrounding streets. Budapest. Price range: Lángos 1,500 to 3,000 forints, 4 to 8 US dollars. Street sausage 1,500 to 2,500 forints, 4 to 7 US dollars. Chimney cake 1,000 to 2,000 forints, 3 to 5 US dollars. By day, Budapest measures flavor by the kilo. Paprika stacked high in market halls. Sausages hanging in rows. Goulash simmering slowly in heavy pots. By sunset, the skyline shifts. The Danube turns gold, and the Hungarian parliament building reflects in the water. By night, steam rises from Széchenyi thermal bath. Ruin bars fill unfinished buildings with sound. Lángos fries again under streetlights. Budapest doesn't reinvent itself after dark. It evolves. Markets become meals. Meals become drinks. Drinks become street food at midnight. Everything connects. This is a city built on layers. Austro-Hungarian history, post-communist creativity, and a food culture that never lost its weight. Some cities separate food and nightlife. Budapest overlaps them. If you enjoyed exploring Budapest from paprika stalls to thermal steam, hit like and subscribe. It's free, it helps the channel grow, and it lets me keep uncovering cities where the night begins long before the first drink is poured. And tell me in the comments, would you start in the market or head straight for the baths? Some cities glow. Budapest steams,